split up and put it down full. That's going to be 2 teams now remaining. Alpha 7 still in it with 4 as Inco take 3 into the final fight.
Mythic down, really bad news. That off angle was so important for them. Now Carrillo tries to get himself back up into action, but already Inco is making the right moves, destroying all the vehicles, preventing them from pushing any further towards the circle. They already have the center here, a very good ridge to play around, and Carrillo's split off from his team. On the other hand, Inco's in a great spot to finish this one out strong. And yeah, little brother might be getting his own back here.
Mythic very unlikely to get rezzed in this scenario. This is the final zone, and it will close all the way to the center. There is potential for them to roll out towards Mythic. There is that little ridge line in front of him that can be played as cover. But the time really not on your side, and do you want to invest the smokes at this stage?
I mean, yes, it's last zone. 100% would. That is definitely what I would do.
Do they have any left?
Yes. No. Yes. No.
That's Inco.
That is a stun grenade. Most of them already been popped out.
Looks like that way. Carrillo does make a push really far forward to squash his crosshairs. That's not going to work out. Unfortunately, there's not even a trade to be seen. Now 2 players active for Alpha 7. 4 eliminations on the game. Mafioso and Revo now with it all to do for the squad. Inco, they took second in the first match of today. They're looking to try and put up that first place here on Miramar. Alpha 7, arguably specialists here on Miramar though. So even with a duo, they are certainly a force to be feared. Mafioso goes down. In the meantime, Revo now last standing for Alpha 7, and it's not long for it. It is Inco to step up yet again, and what a start to their tournament. Second place followed by a chicken dinner.
We wanted to know if they still had that power to take on the biggest teams within the lobby. And look, they pulled out the nitro boost at the end, but this time they've attached spikes to the front of the car, and they send that one flying directly into the chicken dinner. They'll pick that one up, they'll take it with them. And that is a very good game there from Inco. Even again, losing Nenebete, being able to play with Squash, Vitali, Becca. These players really have leveled up their game from league play into PMGC Grand Finals, and that is something that's wonderful to see. And it was great news to see that early, because a lot of these teams have got to be scared now. Got to be scared of Inco, because it's like, look, we took down their MVP. We took down their best player, and regardless of that, they're still able to pull out some big numbers, some big games. And I think for Inco, they have found that teamwork, that synergy that they were desperately looking after.
Vitali was brutal in that game as well, getting 6 eliminations on the cards for the squad. Really solid performance, did so much work against those teams who tried to move in central.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, again, this is a case of getting sent back by Nova early on. Yeah, of course, that does suck. That sucks, almost losing a player as well off the back of it. So you pull back, you pull away, you reevaluate the situation. I think they didn't want to head down towards La Vendita. They noticed there wasn't a lot of players coming across the fielded area early on. So they thought, look, so many players must be down that southwest edge according to the actual play path at the beginning, which went southwest up to northeast. So a very smart play from them to just kind of hover in that location. And it wasn't that compounded play that they went for. They kind of just went for those ridges, those little dips that they could play in, those ditches, and then really brought out everything they could in that last moment, because they were guns blazing.
They absolutely blasted on through. A great result for Brazil as a region, well, I say as a region, as a country, in that South American region. A triple result. Buram could not stand up to the test of those South Americans.
I think Sky Only just wasn't prepared for the amount of firepower that's coming back his way. I think Sky Only's used to, stepping up, hitting some shots, and laying back down again.
Well, Inco making statements here, making big moves. And what a time to do it at the PMGC.
Welcome back to the desk. And if that wasn't an exciting game, I don't know what is. We have Brazil. 3 of the 3 teams inside the top 4. Now, 7, if you're not smiling all over your face, I don't know when you are.
It usually takes a little bit longer for me to say this, but I think this is the perfect time to say this, Max. Do Brasil! Inco Gaming, 25 total points, 10 elims, and then you have Buriram, United Esports. You know, for them to be able to put up 18 points, they definitely needed those points. But Alpha 7 continuing on a good performance, being able to get 16 points, Influence Champion as well, 16 points for them. Those teams from Brazil, and this is without Sandhawk too. I can't wait to see what they're going to be doing.
It's going to be a real hype. You know, I do like normally during PMGC Grand Finals, I was going to call you Alpha 7. That's how close you are tied to them. I like having now a little bit of rivalry on which team to look at. But really, I have to say, like, your pick of Brazil, this event has been just great so far. And Vitali.
Yes.
2 MVP in the only 2 games so far in these Grand Finals. This guy's been clutch. He cleared out 4 AM in that game too. Like, this guy is on an absolute tear at the very start of these finals.
It is. In the first game, I thought maybe it was because they had the circle, but I feel like in this one, they were able to showcase it a little bit more of the actual talent that they're currently having. And I mean, for him to be able to get 6 eliminations out of 662 damage, that is so great to see. And it's impressive because before this PMGC Grand Final started, we were all talking about Nenebet to this, Nenebet to that. Guess what? Now you're going to have to include Vitali because now that's back-to-back 6 elimination games.
Exactly. I mean, a new player when it comes to this stage here, 7, he's been looking so good. And no, Buriram, a team that had a little bit of a tougher time, right? Because they had to escape those field of positions. A lot of teams already were in strong positions inside that field finish. Did make it a little bit rough for them. Still, I would say, a strong approach, but the circle made it just a little bit rough to play at the end.
And for 4 Angry Man, Qingchen, I mean, for him to be able to get 4 elims, this was a team that didn't actually perform that well in the first match. A great bounce back.
Exactly. I mean, I think it was Vampire that was struggling to leave, and like they made sure Vampire were not leaving that position. Playing the edge of Bandita in that position, you just get so much information, can get such, information to make the next rotation.
Yes.
Unless you go into Vitali, which is what happened.
Now, a team I quickly want to touch on was 4 AM, which, for the first time now, obviously the first game didn't really go that way. First time, scored some actual, like, impactful points.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, right, that high ground position on La Bandita gets them the information, but especially, you know that La Bandita is where, in the circle, when it moves away and it's a late game circle, it's hard to escape from that position. They knew that, so they really tried to play that position to their strength.
Perfect. Before we go into a quick break, let's quickly take a moment and thank our sponsors once again. And first up, that is obviously, you can already see everyone just pointing at it because, I mean, there's a reason for it. Look, it's beautiful. It's honestly beautiful. Like the backside of it
will disappear.
Wait until you see the front side.
It will?
Yeah.
It will disappear?
Huh.
Yeah.
Are you taking it?
I might take it home by mistake.
Wait.
Security.
What is that over there? What is that?
Where is it?
I don't know. Oh, it's
Either
gone!
way, let me tell you something about this beautiful thing.
Go Brazil!
Xperia 1 Mark IV and Xperia Stream were co-developed, and I'm not kidding, in collaboration with professional esports players. And you can play PUBG Mobile with Xperia Stream's total cooling system and multiple ports for intense gaming and streaming. If you want to share your favorite clips, your highlight reels, please share them with Xperia Stream. Also, Prime Gaming, thank you so much for helping out and supporting this tournament, PMGC 2022. It's been an absolute blast so far. We're just getting started. With Prime Gaming, you can get free in-game content. You pretty much do anything with it, right? There's plenty of free games as well. And the coolest thing about it is, obviously, we're playing PUBG Mobile here. You can get free PUBG Mobile content, free PUBG Mobile skins, in-game stuff as well. So make sure to check out Prime Gaming. And lastly, I want to thank the PBESI as well, which is the Indonesian Esports Association, the local one. Thank you so much for supporting this event as well. It's, we're glad to have you on board. We're glad to have you on board. One more thing for you guys at home. We have a survey going on right now. Some of you have already seen it, some of you haven't. And for the ones that haven't, make sure to check out the links in the chat and of course also the links on social media. You will find a link to a feedback survey, and this is going to help us massively in terms of improving the show. You can write whatever you want in there. It's, as I said, it's pretty easy to understand. Click on the link and you'll find out what it is about. And by doing that, that's the best part, you may get a chance to win some prizes. Ooh. And obviously at that point, thank you all in advance for sharing your feedback via the survey. And with that being said, we are going into a quick break. I gotta get my phone back at some point. We're going into a quick break. See you in just a couple of minutes. Welcome back after this short break. Brazil is turning up in PMGC 2022, and not only one of the Brazil teams, almost all of them.
Yes.
Yup.
You want me to go? No,
Every time I like Brazil, I'm like, I'm just going to shut up and just let him talk.
I'll let you do it this time. What do you want to say? You know what? Actually, never mind. Inco Gaming. Can we talk about them, please? Vitaly, I know we talked about them earlier, but like I feel like that after 2 matches, that is the biggest surprise for me. What Vitaly's being able to do.
For his first time playing at this level too. Right?
Yeah.
It's just like, whoa, okay, you got teams like, your 4AMs was fan, you got yourself your Novas, you got so many teams that already been able to play and perform at this level, and yet he's just like, easy peasy, mate. PMGC, small event.
What's crazy too is this team has only been together for 5 months. And they're at the PMGC Grand Finals. It's wild.
Let's take a look at some of the overall rankings we have. This is the actual standings after match number 2. Ooh. So going into match number 3. Inco Gaming is at the very top with 47 total points. I was about to say 27. Well, no, 47 total points. Alpha 7 is just 1 spot down. In between there is obviously DRS Gaming with 29 points on DRS on 31. That is... Are you surprised so far? I know you are on 7, but Max, is there any team that potentially sticks out to you?
I mean, I think that also we got to keep in mind 2 games is going to be very
Yes.
volatile. We're going to see a lot of changes, but I would not have expected this leaderboard at the start, especially seeing like DRS get himself a chicken dinner, which is always good to see. But the thing is, a lot of the top contenders we were expecting to do well. Currently on the second page here, 7. Your Vampire Esports, your Nova, your IC, even the side of Fireflux Esports and Wolves and Geek Fans. Like so many teams, actually almost all the teams. I just almost said every single name on this page. It's like, it feels a bit weird, right?
I might get hated off for this, but I'm okay with seeing Nova in the second page because of what we usually talk about. I mean, we do have Sandhog coming up, as you can see on your screen. They tend to start slow sometimes, and it's okay. It's okay for them to be in the second page as long as tomorrow they actually show up, and they usually tend to show up, right? At least that's what we've been able to see from them in the past. Now, another team that we did end up seeing on the second page that I actually want to talk about, it's Wolves. I feel like they are underperforming, even though, yeah, you said it's 2 matches, it can be very volatile, but this is not what we expected of Wolves, and I'm starting to wonder if it's maybe them not being able to play on those group stages, them not being able to have that extra information or being able to know what some of the other teams are going to be doing.
Yeah, I don't want to get any hate for this, but the only thing I remember of Wolves doing so far in these 2 games is when they needed their own teammate. I'm sorry, okay, but that's what I remember right now. We need to see a little bit of a step up. But once again,